Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So, what is P0171? The official definition is System to Lean, Bank 1. Let's break that down. Bank 1 refers to the side of the engine that contains cylinder number 1. If you have an inline 4 or a Strides X, you've only got one bank. If you have a V6 or V8, you'll have a Bank 1 and a Bank 2. System 2 lean means your engine's air-fuel mixture has too much air and not enough fuel. Your car's computer, the ECU, is constantly trying to maintain the perfect stoichiometric ratio, which is about 14.7 parts air to 1 part fuel. The oxygen sensor is the snitch in this operation. It sits in your exhaust and tells the ECU how much unburned oxygen is present. When it detects too much oxygen, it tells the ECU, "Hey, we're running lean." And the ECU tries to compensate by adding more fuel. If it has to add more than about 25% extra fuel to get the mixture right, it gives up and throws the P0171 code. So, you see, the oxygen sensor is often just the messenger reporting the problem, not the cause of it. It's doing its job perfectly by telling you there's an issue. The real question is, why is there too much air or not enough fuel getting into the engine in the first place? The number one culprit, and the first thing you should always check, is a vacuum leak. This is unmetered air entering the engine after the mass airflow sensor. Think about it. The mass airflow sensor measures the air coming in. The ECU injects fuel based on that measurement, but then extra, uncounted air sneaks in through a leak. This throws the whole ratio off. These leaks can come from anywhere. Cracked or disconnected vacuum hoses are incredibly common, especially as they get old and brittle. A faulty PCV valve or hose, a leaking intake manifold gasket, or even a bad gasket on the throttle body can all cause a vacuum leak. A great way to find them is with a smoke machine. You pump smoke into the intake system, and wherever you see smoke coming out, that's your leak. If you don't have a smoke machine, you can sometimes carefully spray a little carb cleaner or even just water around suspected leak points while the engine is running. If the engine RPM changes when you spray a certain spot, you've likely found your leak. Okay. So what if it's not a vacuum leak? The next most common cause is a fuel delivery problem. If the system is lean, it could be because it's not getting enough fuel. This could be due to a weak fuel pump that isn't providing enough pressure, or clogged fuel injectors that aren't spraying the right amount of fuel into the cylinders. You can check your fuel pressure with a fuel pressure gauge to rule out the pump. Cleaning the fuel injectors or having them professionally serviced can also solve the issue. Don't forget the simple stuff either. A dirty fuel filter can restrict flow and cause a lean condition, so check when it was last replaced. Another big one that's often overlooked is a dirty or failing mass airflow sensor, or MIF, sensor. This sensor is what tells the computer how much air is entering the engine. If the sensor is dirty, it can't measure the airflow correctly. It might underreport the amount of air, causing the ECU to inject too little fuel for the actual amount of air coming in. The result: a lean condition, an P0171 code. You can often fix this with a simple cleaning. Just make sure you use a dedicated MAF sensor cleaner, not brake cleaner or anything else, as you can easily damage the delicate sensor. So, to recap, before you even think about replacing that O2 sensor for a P0171 code, do your homework. Check for vacuum leaks. First, they are the most common cause. Then, investigate your fuel system. Check your fuel pressure, and look at your fuel filter and injectors. After that, inspect and clean your mass airflow sensor. Only after you've ruled out all these other possibilities should you start considering that the auto sensor itself might be the problem. A failing O2 sensor can get lazy and react slowly, which can sometimes contribute to a lean code, but it's far less common than the other issues we've discussed. I hope this helps you save some time, money, and frustration the next time you see that dreaded P0171. Proper diagnosis is key to any successful auto repair. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips and tricks to help you tackle your own car repairs. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.